Did you miss me?
Oh, yeah. You gotta get sweaty. You gotta get sweaty in here. It's time to get sweaty.
This video is brought to you by CyberGameway, with an emphasis on exposing streamers of all types, as well as exploring business relationships with partnered websites and service providers. CyberGameway is the place you want to be for streaming gamers who want that sub bump. To apply for membership or sponsorship, head over to cybergameway.com.
Alright, so you might have noticed that last week's video ended abruptly. We shot so much video last night that the camera just said no. It was 74 gigabytes of footage, which equates to about 4.5 hours of high quality video for you. So it ended it a little bit abruptly, and instead of just saying, okay, we're done, we were done. So today, since we've already started putting together the chassis, we're going to continue doing that, but I want to do something first. And that is finish this, which means I'm going to install the power and the reset buttons. I'm going to install the USB panel right here, which won't take long at all. As soon as I can fucking find them, they should be in a bag. Ta-da! I'm glad we do this. This is the power button, which I think I'm gonna have to jam in. Yep. Oops. Oop. That was close. Let's do something about this before it becomes a serious frickin' problem. Because I would like to be able to turn the computer on with no problems. So what I'm doing here is I'm scraping out all the paint that went into it. I'm not gonna be able to get all of it because of the little curvy thingies, but I should be able to get a smaller screwdriver. This should do it. Not that one yet. That one's still got a little bit. But this one is... This one's good. This one's got to get a little bit more open. Is that good to go? Now I can put the panel back on, which is here. And I believe I made mention before, this is the USB. I believe I made mention before of how impressed I was that a small company like Apex Gaming went the extra mile to make their cables all black instead of the ketchup and mustard crap that you see sometimes with lower tier Chinese companies. So I am really, like, I've...
See that?
This?
Yeah.
Oh, the switches? Okay. It is time to put in the switches. And I've said many times before, I am supremely impressed with Apex Gaming, a smaller, you know, tier company that went the extra mile and made their cables black instead of the ketchup and mustard crap that you sometimes find on lower tier gaming case companies. You still see that all the time, like, well, I'm not going to name names, but that's mostly because I can't think of any right now. I was looking around last night when I was working on the mesh for the front panel. Oh boy, This stuff is tough to stick, but eventually I came on. We were putting on the mesh last night, and it was very difficult to stick. Super glue wasn't working. Hot glue didn't do much of the trick, but this brown goopy stuff that I found in the house worked like a charm. It immediately started working. So if I can, I'm gonna find more of that. But it's a little bit ugly down there, but it works. So now we got the USB and the power switch on. So that's one thing that'll go in through the front panel. And we'll run it down this way, and I think I've got enough. I'm gonna check out where that is on the motherboard. Okay, so the USB is on the bottom of the motherboard. If I can, I'm going to see if I can just run it all the way down the front panel. See if I can run it all the way down the side, like this. And then, so I'm gonna try and run it. Yeah, I've got enough. I can just run it all the way down the front panel like this, and maybe through the back. No, there is no space to work with back here. Although I can run these underneath the lip of this thing here, so, and then kind of run it up here through the power supply shroud that I've yet to make.
Yeah, the back panel doesn't sit on there flat.
It doesn't sit on there flat, but I want these to be mesh with the rest of the case. Mesh, I mean flesh. Flush. The power switches can come around like this. The USB and the HD audio, which I'm not going to f***ing use. Well, I mean, I suppose I can plug it in just in case she wants to use headphones in the front of her computer. Okay. Oh god, down like this. I'm going to sneak them past. I'll show you. I'm going to sneak them underneath the fan cables and then run it as much down here as I can. And then pop it out. I'm gonna have to bend the crap out of this, and I hate doing that. I'm gonna have to bend the crap out of it so that it can come down like this. Right about here. And it's gonna be tight. Not tight because there's no room. Tight because I have to cut a hole here, and then I have to cut a hole here for the GPU. I might make it a little bit bigger than it needs to be because she might want to upgrade the GPU at some point. So even though the 1066 gig is only a 6-pin, even though the 1066 gig is only a 6-pin GPU, she might want to upgrade to something like an 8 or even a 12-pin at some point. I am aiming for this chassis to be around for a very long time. So even if she gets rid of this computer, I might just buy the case back. Okay, so we're mocking this up. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm gonna sneak I'm gonna sneak these cables down underneath the fan cables and run it down like that. And then, yeah, that'll be good. And these will be fine too. But if I'm not running, oh no, you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. I am going to pull this out and just sort of wrench it in underneath there, and it fits just fine. See? You know, these things don't bend the greatest, but it really doesn't matter. It'll just come up. It'll just come up like that. And so we're good on that. See right there? It'll just come up like that. Just a tiny tap. Tiny tap. We're going to throw this back out, pull the panel back off because we're done with it. And then we're done with this for now. So now what I am going to do is I guess we can just start screwing the panels back on. Because this panel and then the top panel, I believe, they both just screw on. Which is super, super cool. We're not doing the top panel, no. The top panel goes on last. So we need this goes on. And the screw goes on. Apex Gaming. Jesus, what a good idea. Let's make it easy for people to take apart the case. What a forward-thinking idea. Alright, so you might have noticed that there's other stuff out right now, and that's because before we go any further, I'm going to test this to make sure it works, because even though, you know, everything's brand new, you never know. And so, you never know, you know? Okay, that's the right screw. Now, okay, I had this happen. If you drop a processor, make sure it lands with the butter side down, because that can have disastrous effects.
The butter side? Are people gonna know what that means?
The Sneeches?
The Sneeches?
Yeah, it's a Dr. Seuss book.
The butter side down.
Or no, not the Sneeches. It was no, it was the Sneeches. It was a kind of parody take on racism, where like there was one group of Sneeches that preferred their toast with the butter side up, and there was another group of Sneeches that preferred their toast with the butter side down, and they hated each other.
So which side do you hope falls onto the ground?
You want the butter side down.
So my question was, what does that mean?
This.
The smooth side.
The smooth side, yes. Okay, and then it goes on. This fan it's supposed to cool the VRM, by the way, seems a little bit superfluous, because I don't know, like, maybe there's lots of motherboards with the VRM like right there. I'm gonna curl this cable around this screw, and I'm gonna curl it around that screw, just cause. And for this build, we're using Corsair's Vengeance DDR4 3200. Yeah.
You were pretty quiet and you kind of trailed off there.
Well, the microphone picked it up.
Well, sure, but do you want to say it with some confidence and gusto?
For this build, we're using Corsair's Vengeance DDR4 RGB 3200 megahertz, and we have placed it in the correct DIMM slots.
I still can't say the word slots without thinking about
I'm mostly gonna be doing the slots too.
Exactly.
If this all works, it's all going in, and things are going to go swimmingly. We will not be using these cable combs, by the way. I'm going to cut off as many as I can, and I'm going to use Cool Force aluminum cable combs, and then for the rest, I'm just going to use the double stick tape that I usually do, because I do not like using zip ties.
Ooh.
What the fuck just happened?
You had the power supply plugged in. Was it on when you did that?
No.
Well, something went poof.
Something went poof.
It looked like the power supply.
It looked like the power supply. And the key lights just went out.
The blue breaker.
We blew the power supply. What the f just happened?
Oh shit.
Oh shit, oh shit is right.